Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm on at an odd time this morning. Seems like my weekends get a little hairy scary. This one has been really hairy scary. So, I'm playing a little bit of catch up. I'm kind of behind the 8 ball today, so I'm playing catch up. But I wanted to get on here quick because this is something I talk about a lot. And I know there's not going to be probably a lot of people jump on here with me live, but if you're catching me live, if you're catching Red Live up in the corner, just type live in the comments. Let me know you're there. If you're catching me later on the replay, which I'm totally expecting a lot of people to do, type replay in the comments. It'll say like was live up in the corner. Type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're new to catching me live or whatever, you can, but you like if you enjoy what I'm putting out there, if you tap my face, there should be like 3 dots up there that say follow and see first. If you tap that follow and see first, then you'll be following me. You'll catch more of my stuff that I do, and you'll always get notified if you when I go live or things like that. So I'll show up in your notifications. But guys, if you're getting on here with me live, I'd love it if you drop live in the comments. Okay. I'm gonna be talking about ranch seasoning, okay? Like the packets that you buy at the store, I don't buy, and I'll talk a little bit about that here, and I'm going to show you how to make your own. Hi, Millie, how are you? Oh, drive safe. I'm going to be talking about, making your own and keeping some of the junk out of your life, okay? If that makes sense. Those packets have preservatives and a lot of things in them, okay, that we don't care for. Now, this recipe, guys, is in my group, okay? I have another group on Facebook. It's called Diabetic Eats with Jan, and I added Dave to it because Dave is my husband and he is my inspiration. He is the reason that I live and the reason that I do this group, okay? He's diabetic. Hey, Jan. Hey, good morning. So, homemade seasoning and dressing mix. Homemade ranch seasoning and dressing mix. Hey, good morning, Caitlin. So, this recipe is already over there. I will try to get it bumped to the top here in just a little bit. So, this is super simple, guys. Lots of things that you keep in your cupboard every single day. And you know what? I'm an idiot, but anyway, okay. I had one thing and I bought it yesterday. So, this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to show you how I make mine and how I store it also, okay? So, excuse me. I've got this frog that's been hanging on for a while. And I don't know that it's a frog as much as it's allergies. And I spent a lot of time outside yesterday. And the wind was blowing pretty good. So, yeah, imagine that. The wind blowing in Nebraska. But guys, if you want to be in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, you can search it on Facebook. There's a search bar on Facebook. Search Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. It's a yellow and blue banner. You can request to join by tapping on that and finding it. Or you can, excuse me, you can drop group in the comments and I will leave you a link where you can join, okay? So, like I was saying, this is super simple to throw together and you can measure it out. I have the measurements, how much is a packet, those types of things. We use this homemade, hey Michelle, we use our homemade seasoning in a lot of different recipes as well as making our own ranch dressing here at home. So, what do I use? I use this, guys. This is cultured buttermilk, okay? So it's a powder. And I buy that and start with that, okay? And I need about a half a cup, okay? And this is brand new, full, so it's a challenge for me to get that. Now, guys, I put this into a little attachment that I have for my immersion blender. I like it because it's small. You could use this. It's kind of like a blender. I think you could do a blender. You could do like a Ninja, maybe like a, what do I want to say? The bullets or something like that. You just want to make the okay. You want to make the, gosh, I am out of it this morning. You want to make sure that these things get down to a fine ground. Bye, James. And you want to, these need to be fairly fine and mixed in, and that's all I'm using this for, okay? So I'm gonna put the buttermilk, the powdered buttermilk in here. Now guys, I save this, and I have a sealer. I'll put this over into like a mason jar and put a mason jar lid on it and seal it up so that that doesn't get all dry and hard. But I use this fairly frequently, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, got that in there. I'm gonna use some dried parsley. Excuse me, man. I'm gonna try not to do this. Okay, parsley, some chives. Now, with the chives, guys, I have found in the past that they're kind of naughty. They like to not get ground up in here. So what I do with them is I put them in my hand, and then I do this and just kind of crunch them up before I put them in, because what they like to do is stay whole. And then when I put it into my squeeze bottle for my dressing, they plug up the tip, and that upsets me. So that's a little tip I'm going to give you guys today with this. Hey, Kathy, good morning. So, and then I've got garlic powder somewhere here. Okay. Guys, we use garlic powder all the time. It sits around, so I use, keep it sitting, it sits beside my, stove, because we sprinkle it on nearly everything. So I buy it in bulk like this, and then I put it in the small shaker bottle beside. Got some onion powder going in, and onion powder's the same way. So guys, if you're getting on here with me live, remember this recipe is in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. It's already over there. If you need access to that group, then you can go search it on Facebook, or you can drop group in the comments, and I will get you a link where you can request to join. But these are the types of things I share over there. Lots of things about keeping low carb and cutting out the stuff that our bodies have trouble recognizing. Some of the things that they put in our food these days, or, you know, like the seasonings, you know, all these spices we keep and we use in our cupboard all the time. So it may be costly at the beginning, but it's really not that bad. So this is dill. And then I'm going to use some sea salt. I only use a grinder, guys, so I'm just going to grind this. Hey, Deborah. Hey, how's the weather in Mississippi? I'm going to grind this into the palm of my hand, and I want to get about a teaspoon. And that's a lot of times how I measure. I'm not going to lie. And then I'm going to put in some black pepper, and that's not going to work. Now, here's one thing that I do put in mine that a lot of people don't, and that's just a little kick of cayenne pepper, okay? I like just a shake or two of cayenne in mine. I don't know. I like it. So, lid goes on this, guys, and then, oh, I forgot to get down the... So, everything's in there, guys. And I forgot to get my immersion blender down. So... You know, we had a big day yesterday, super big day yesterday. We were gone like all day long. And then got up this morning, and the kids are coming to help me with a few projects around the house today. And I woke up before my alarm to thinking, you idiot, I'm fixing stew today, and I forgot to buy the V8 juice that goes in the stew. So I woke Dave up at a little after 6, and I said, I've got to go to Walmart, and Walmart is 15 miles away. I said, I got to go to Walmart. I forgot to buy V8 juice yesterday. And he's like, oh, you know, let me go. You get started, blah, blah, blah. because the stew was supposed to be in the oven by 7. And so then he's getting dressed and he says, you know what, I'm just going to run to Casey's because I think Casey's might have it. And I said, why would Casey's have big jugs of V8 juice? And he said, well, some people like to drink that, you know, Bloody Marys or with their beer or whatever. So he ran to Casey's, and thankfully all we had to do was go across the street and not go the 15 miles there and back to get it. So that's my fun story for the day. That's not the way you want to wake up and start your day, is by saying, oh, and that was the first thing that popped into my head this morning. You forgot to buy the juice. Darn it. So we got it. The day was saved, but some of this stuff, like I said, I was supposed to do yesterday and I didn't get to it because we just weren't home. So this is all I do, guys. All those spices and whatever are in there. And this little thing just will mix it up. It helps to grind up some of the bigger spices, make them a little smaller. So simple, so easy, okay? And that's it. And like I said, you can use whatever you want to use, blender, whatever you have on hand. Voila, it's done. I have a mason jar. I'll pop this down into the mason jar and I'll seal this up too, okay? So super duper simple, super duper easy, and there's really not a whole lot of anything in it. I mean, the buttermilk might, let's see what the buttermilk has for ingredients, okay? There it is. Sometimes finding the ingredients on things is pretty tricky. Cultured blend of sweet cream, churned buttermilk, dairy, sweet dairy whey, and lactic acid. So nothing in there that's alarming, you know, like maltodextrin or some of those things that we just don't want to get into our bodies. That is, I believe the packets that you can buy at the store, that is the one ingredient that's in there. And maltodextrin, guys, is not good for a diabetic, okay? And I've talked about this in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. Now, you don't have to be diabetic to be in that group, just somebody looking for some healthier things. And you know what? Maltodextrin is banned in a lot of countries, but yet we still use it here. Imagine that. So, not a good thing. You know, you may as well eat sugar if you're going to eat maltodextrin, and that's my feelings on that, because at least sugar is a real thing, even though it's highly processed, it's not manufactured in a plant, okay? So, whatever. But that's it, guys. I will measure this out. 3 tablespoons of this equals 1 packet, and voila, you have ranch seasoning. What I don't use today in my ranch dressing, and you know, I make my own ranch dressing. I'll put 3 tablespoons of this, some mayonnaise, and go buy some buttermilk, and I've got a creamy buttermilk ranch that doesn't have all the stuff in it. I mean, I have to keep, one of my grandsons will not eat my homemade ranch, so I keep ranch dressing here, but this is vegetable, water, sugar, egg yolk, salt, buttermilk, natural flavors, spice, dried garlic, dried onion, distilled vinegar, phosphoric acid, yeast extract, xanthan gum, modified food starch, disodium phosphate, potassium sorbate, disodium, I don't even know how, disodium glutamate, calcium disodium, yeah. That's a list of ingredients. I don't use this stuff. Dave doesn't use this stuff. I'll mix up my own. So anyway, hey, you have a wonderful day too, Michelle. So guys, like I was saying, I love this stuff. I love looking, learning, teaching, helping is what I love to do. Helping others. So, you know, it's been a journey, but and it's an ever-evolving journey. We never get to where we're going. That's why I say it's a journey. It's not, there's no end, okay? But that's okay, because if there's an end, then, you know, let's not talk about that. That's kind of like life, right? You don't want to talk about the end. So anyway, If you need to be in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, for more recipes like this one, drop group in the comments. I'll get you a link. You can get in there. I also do share a little bit about our products, guys. The coffee, the Pink Punch that we love so much. They're amazing. They've changed our lives in so many ways. Yesterday afternoon, I got home and was feeling a little drug out. We still had a wedding to go to, so I had a cup of coffee late in the day. And that's what I love about our new coffee, is the fact that it is so low caffeine. I could have a cup of coffee at, I don't even know what time it was, 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And the low caffeine made sure that I was able to go to sleep last night when we got home. So that's amazing. I love it. And then not only that, it helps me relieve the stress of the day and still gives me enough energy to keep pushing through. So if you need something like that, drop info in the comments. I'll get back to you. We can chat, no pressure. And that's kind of all I have for today, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. I hope it's fantastic. It's chilly here, but the sun is shining, so that's a bonus. So enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And you know what? I appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to stop in and listen to me and whatever. Hey, Tina, happy to have you along. I hope you'll continue. Guys, make sure you're following me if you enjoy what I'm throwing out there. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Looks like Guy's getting ready to go outside. This is my inspiration, guys. This is what keeps me ticking. And yep. So we'll chat with y'all later, guys. Enjoy your day and smile. Pass that smile on.